sufferings of our people. And those roads have been there for over 16 years, unattended to. The overall is 44 kilometers dualized, making it 8 kilometers. The overall Okigwe is 59 kilometers, expanded from 7.3 meters to 12 meters. And Mr. President has graciously approved that he will be there to commission the roads, hoping that one day the Spirit of God will touch the heart of federal government and they may refund us either completely or some part of the money used for the construction. But what is important and uppermost in our mind as a government at the state level is to make the roads motorable.
The governor also briefed the president on the recent killing of INEC official in the state, saying it was out of anger by the criminal gangs having been repelled from attacking the correctional facility in Okigwe.
The bandits approaching Okigwe saw how fortified the place was, and they now tried to escape through Itu Boma. And they ran into INEC people where they were doing continuous voter registration. And out of that anger and frustration, attacked them. 2 of the bandits have been arrested and are helping the Nigerian Police Imo State Command now to do a very thorough investigation. We are doing everything possible to ensure the situation is controlled and contained. Currently, we are on top of the situation I told you. Government is not sleeping. Nigerians should be more patriotic. Our national interests should be uppermost in our mind. Use this medium to call on Nigerian politicians to play politics without bitterness and stop letting blood here and there in the name of looking for power.
On the recent agitation by a legal icon, Chief Afe Babalola, that an interim national government should be formed to chart a new course for Nigeria, Governor Hope Uzodinma described it as uncalled for and condemnable.
By May 29th, if there is no elected government, our constitution has not provided for an interregnum. It shouldn't give a gap. Otherwise, we are creating room for anarchy. The constitution should be the instrument guiding our actions as a country. So, but if there is any opinion that you think that is worthy to be canvassed, superior to what is currently in the Nigerian constitution, such opinion should be taken to the National Assembly, and then they will through due process amend our constitution.
The governor strongly appealed to well-meaning Nigerians to guard their utterances and work more assiduously towards achieving sustainable future for the country. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, Smedan, wants the National Assembly to update its legislation to enhance monitoring and evaluation mechanism for impact assessment of its activities. Management of Smedan says regulation would make coordination better and improve accessibility. At a meeting with the House of Representatives Committee on Poverty Alleviation, the Director General of the agency, Diko Maru Redda, emphasized the need to amend the Act establishing Smedan. The amendment, he noted, would facilitate growth and enable more citizens to leverage the economic benefits of MSMEs as additional areas to explore.
Like the conditional grant scheme, like the one local government, one product, and the National Business Skills Development Initiative. We all recommend that those projects should be national projects, so that because it has a lot of bearing on reducing the poverty level and creating livelihood for our citizens.
We'll be working together, and the committee will do all the needful to see that we follow the normal procedure until the bill is being passed by the National Assembly, God willing.
The committee expressed satisfaction with the level of implementation of capital and zonal intervention projects in 2021, made possible by 100% release of budgeted funds to the agency. The federal government is requesting all Nigerian science, engineering and technology professionals, both at home and in the diaspora, to file in their data on a newly developed database system meant for the registration of indigenous innovators and contractors. National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion (NOTAP) has directed these professionals to register their profiles with the office through the websites www.notap.gov.ng or https://dmp.notap.gov.ng for proper documentation, as this will assist NOTAP and other MDAs to access the database in search of indigenous experts in carrying out construction contracts for the development of the country. This move, the Director General of NOTAP says, is in line with the implementation of the Presidential Executive Order 5, which is key to improving local content in public procurement with science, engineering and technology components.
This is an indigenous Nigerian company, and that company got the award, and they produce an excellent software for us to operate. I'm telling you, when they came and demonstrated this application, everybody was happy and proud that this is coming from Nigeria. So if we don't give Nigerians the chance, we may not see the best out of them. So we're encouraging other organizations also to follow suit and take lead from what NOTAP does to encourage Nigerians to come out with applications. Even our technology transfer registration platform, we have now fully digitalized. Instead of manual application treatment, we now do it online. And that application was also developed by a local indigenous Nigerian.
The database platform, which he says was designed by an indigenous software developer, will be synchronizing the initial 7,000 manual entries of current registered engineering personnel, and the database will be constantly updated. The federal government is committed to the completion of the stalled brass liquefied natural gas project abandoned for more than 17 years. Minister of State Petroleum Resources Temipri Silva says government is seeking new investors to revive the project. In a statement, the minister restates government's desire to complete the project because of the manifold economic benefits it will bring to the nation. The brass liquefied natural gas, which has trains 1 to 4 concept with an annual projected capacity of 8.4 million metric tons, was initiated in 2005 with the groundbreaking ceremony performed by former President Olusegun Obasanjo on May 14, 2007. A look at other issues as the rainy season intensifies in parts of the south region of the country, thereby enhancing the new farming season. Inputs and relevant farming equipment are the concerns of farmers in Cross River State for high-level productivity. This is the view of farmers and stakeholders in the agricultural sector while interacting with correspondent Maureen Leo Ajom in Calabar. Let's see that.
Commencement of a new farming season, farmers in Cross River State, particularly rice farmers, are optimistic that if improved and viable rice seeds are provided to them, the Rice Revolution initiative of the federal government will receive a boost as there will be increase in yield of rice production and other value chains.
It's a matter of putting synergy and linkages together to make the farmer be able to produce more. With the establishment of the rice processing mill at Abuja, we can process a minimum of 10 tons per hour, and the mill is where you can process different value of price you can think of.
If you go to ask the local government of Bobra Yes, local government, all the rice farmers are clearing their rice fields in preparedness for cultivation for this year. And LiveNG have been able to support some of the rice farmers by supplying inputs to them.
These expectations of rice farmers is not far from being reached, especially as the Livelihood Improvement Family Enterprises Project, Niger Delta, distributes premier rice seeds, Africa rice breeder seeds, herbicides and insecticides, as well as fertilizers to train incubatees of rice value chain in Cross River State.
We need to look at the youths, these target beneficiaries. They have the strength, they have propensity to do those things that will keep us awake even when we are supposed to be sleeping.
With the gesture, the farmers are expectant of a bumper harvest. Agricultural stakeholders believe that with collaboration with relevant agencies, farmers will have needed inputs to increase food production and boost food security in the country. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajon, NTA News.
Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun says Ogun Agro-cargo Airport will serve as a conglomerate firm in agro-processing as well as aerotropolis to provide value-added services when completed. The governor stated this during an inspection at the construction site of the airport in Ogun State. Yemi Dalemo reports.
Conviction that the construction of the Ogun Agro-cargo Airport, which commenced last year, will be ready for use in November 2022. Governor Dapo Abiodun says the International Cargo Airport, when completed, has capacity to provide facilities for cargo processing, storage, warehouses, training centers, among others. The governor disclosed that the airport is already attracting both local and foreign investors, while the Nigeria Customs Service and Nigeria Air Force have requested for 100 acres of land to build their base and training schools in the facility.
The agro-processing part is the most interesting part, which is what concerns Mr. Gupta. It's going to be a conglomeration of agro-processing companies that take raw materials, process into finished goods. Those will be here. We also have somewhere around here, because this is 10,000 hectares, we're going to have aggregation centers, storage facilities for agro-produce.
Speaking on the signing of a memorandum of understanding with a foreign investor in providing infrastructure at the Olokola Free Trade Zone and Ogun Agro-Processing Zone for mobility, automobile and agro-processing services for economic growth in the state, Governor Abiodun says the two projects will generate over 30,000 job opportunities. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA.
Weather forecasters across West Africa and the Sahel are coming together to develop an annual seasonal weather forecast that will serve as a guide to farmers in the regions. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency is playing a key role in the initiative. Let's hear more from Musa Aliyu.
Most parts of West Africa and the Sahel region have similar weather conditions, hot with low rainfall. Even with that, getting accurate and reliable weather information to support agricultural activities remains a major issue to farmers. This informed the idea of establishing a regional forum that will compile and disseminate weather-related information to farmers.
Because, climate doesn't know the borders. So even if you have different countries, different climatic area, but they are interacting each other. So that's why when we come together, we will put our information together so that we can consolidate a strong information that is more stronger than having one individual countries providing his own information.
The Nigerian Meteorological Agency is hosting weather forecasters from the regions. This initiative is designed to carry rural communities along, who will be the users of the information that will be provided.
These are scientists, and they should be able to come together and merge whatever differences they have to produce one forecast for the region that will benefit all users of climate and weather information.
Weather-related issues have been a major challenge in the Sahel region, affecting more than 43 million people. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
News from around the continent. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has declared a state of national disaster in South Africa. This comes a week after terrible floods left at least 443 people dead in the Durban area on the east coast. In a televised address, the president said the cabinet met in a special session and decided to declare a state of national disaster while referring to the situation as a humanitarian disaster. Some 10,000 troops have been deployed to the affected areas to assist the overwhelmed relief effort. The week-long downpour has led to deadly floods and landslide in KwaZulu-Natal, where most of the casualties have so far been recorded. We're heading to Lagos now to join Adeola. Let's find out the latest from that zone.
Thank you, Ruth. Muslim faithful across the metropolis have been enjoined to intensify their prayers for God's protection and guidance on the leadership of Nigeria to surmount the socio-economic challenges bedeviling the nation. The Grand Mufti of Ilorin Emirates, Sheikh Farouk Uniki Jikba, gave the advice at this year's Ramadan lecture organized by the Lagos State government. Musa Toliat has the report.
This year's Ramadan lecture focused on the need to seek God's intervention as the nation troops work tirelessly to restore peace across the country. Sheikh Farouk Onikijikwa, who spoke on the need for patriotism in public service, said those jostling for political offices in the country must be willing to sacrifice, address salient challenges, and place patriotism above self. Some scholars took turn to lead special prayers for peaceful coexistence and hitch-free general elections in 2023.
After darkness, there's going to be light. When you are in a tunnel and you don't give up, you will come out of the tunnel. And after you have come out of the tunnel, you come into life.
Nigeria is in a state of serious challenge. We appreciate the economic situation of the country as we speak. We also appreciate the issue of insecurity that pervades the entire country. In all that we do, prayer comes first.
Women came in their numbers to supplicate for Allah's protection over the leadership of Nigeria and the well-being of the citizenry.
It is important for us as well to pray for our nation.
The theme of the Ramadan lecture is patriotism and public service. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
The increasing rate of domestic violence is such that requires a multi-dimensional approach and awareness campaigns to help reduce this societal menace to the barest minimum. These and more were views of a cross-section of Nigerians on curbing this ugly trend. Amaka O has the report.
Available data shows that 1 in every 3 women are likely to suffer domestic violence in their relationships or from an intimate partner.
If you love somebody you don't hate, love does not hate, love does not get angry. And when it gets to that level, you should think again.
This does not mean that the male folk are left out, as some are also survivors of domestic violence.
The core thing is for us to be able to nip it in the bud from home, that is, have your children brought up in the proper way.
Experts say domestic violence is caused by several factors and has ripple effects on the victims and by extension to others within the immediate environment.
When someone is already a victim of domestic violence or any other kind of violence for that matter, and we cast blames at them, we're re-victimizing them, we're re-traumatizing them, and people have to be aware of that.
The children who go through this kind of life growing up, it creates something in their minds that, oh, yes, when I get married, I could treat my wife like this, or I could treat my husband like this.
Some stakeholders are of the view that the more victims stay in an abusive relationship, the more the physical and emotional damage the person suffers.
I mean, how does a man beat you and you think there's nothing you can do? I mean, you just think you are stuck. We need to let women, the girls know, that they must empower themselves and that, they are worth so much.
If there is abuse, and there is pure abuse, it is important for the woman who is being abused to
make sure that she doesn't just keep silence.
They are also clamoring for more institutional support in stemming the tide of domestic violence in Nigeria, as some of the cases have led to untimely death of the victims. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Those are the stories from here. We'll pause for a break, after which Nationwide will continue in Abuja. But don't forget that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News, Twitter handle at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates. The news will be right back. Don't go away.
7-kilometer Lagos-Ibadan Railway is the first double-track standard gauge railway to be built in West Africa. The Mobolaji Johnson train station is a masterpiece, an infrastructure that is gradually becoming an iconic building in Lagos State. The modern facilities put the station on a world map of train stations. Likewise, other new train stations across the country built to world-class standards. The train and its convenience is indeed an admirable effort, with commendations from Nigerians.
This is a station that we have to commend the federal government for putting a beautiful face, empowering us in Lagos State, not only in economic and political arena.
I can say that I'm really impressed with the infrastructures in place. Kudos to the Minister of Transportations. Kudos to the federal government.
Truly, good things are coming out of Nigeria, and the federal government is deserving of all the applause.
University education and incessant strikes. Impact on growth and development is a focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, incisive and educative at 10:30 p.m. Join us.
All the thrills and all the action on Nigeria's biggest dance reality show. Glow Battle of the Year is on NTA every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you in your living room, office, everywhere and anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Preview UK channel 264, or you can download www.visiontv.co.uk, app for iOS or Android. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
The broadcast media ecosystem is dynamic and requires continuous training for practitioners to perform optimally. NTA Television College JOS invites relevant officers to the following specially packaged training programs. Protocol Event Management and Public Relations. Date 2nd May to 13th May 2022. 2 weeks. Video Camera Maintenance. Date 16th May to 27th May 2022. 2 weeks. Basic Television Production Techniques. Date 16th May to 10th June 2022. 4 weeks. Photojournalism and Photography. Date 6th June to 1st July 2022. 4 weeks. Intermediate Online News Reporting Skills. Date 4th July to 29th July 2022. 4 weeks. Sports Coverage and Reporting Skills in the Mass Media. Date 4th July to 15th July 2022. 2 weeks. The course fee for 2 weeks courses is 150,000 Naira per participant, while the fee for 4 weeks courses is 180,000 Naira only, accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA Television College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803-079-5335 or 0806-980-9807. NTA Television College, Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
Welcome back. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, is appealing to prospective voters to avoid double registration as this is slowing down the process of voter registration. Discussing the continuous voter registration exercise on NT's Good Morning Nigeria, the Director of Voter Education says registered voters who have damaged or misplaced their cards or are seeking transfer of location should specifically indicate these instead of opting for fresh registration. Ekimini Williams will tell us more.
Continuous voter registration exercise restarted by INEC in 2021 is to enable prospective voters who are yet to be registered do so, replaced, damaged or misplaced voter cards, and aid those seeking transfer of location. But this campaign to get eligible voters participate in elections has been a recurring one with mixed successes.
It's about how do we make this as seamless as possible for everybody that will want to participate, because for me participation begins from registration. So my greatest desire is to see that at the end of this exercise we have opened up the space, encourage more young people especially to register in the process, that at the end we should be talking about 100 million Nigerians that have all registered and are willing to participate in the process.
So what we need to do as political parties, as civil society organizations, as INEC too, we need to intensify the awareness. So other agencies of government too should wake up to their responsibilities and do more by making some of this environment secure.
Issues of multiple registration and incomplete data are what Director Voter Education of INEC, Victor Aluko, describes as major stumbling blocks to the process.
People should not do double registration. Just tell us exactly what you want to do. Are you just 18 years or above, or you didn't register before? Let us know so that you register afresh. Is it that you want to do a transfer? Tell us so that we transfer you. Is it that you want a replacement of your spoiled card? Tell us so that we get you a new card.
Innovations such as the automated biometric identification system, INEC is said to have between June 2021 and now registered 2.5 million Nigerians, but 45% have been rendered invalid. In Abuja, Ekemini Williams, NTA News.
Minister of Transportation Chibuike Rotimi Amechi advocates active participation of the traditional institution in the governance process. He made the appeal at a consultation meeting with traditional rulers in the southwest on his presidential aspiration. Oina Kaloka reports.
Ile-Ife, the ancient city in Osun State rich in cultural history, gave a warm reception to the Minister of Transportation and his entourage. At the Oni of Ife's palace, the minister, accompanied by friends and APC stalwarts, called for consultation of traditional institutions and governance due to their closeness to the people and the critical role they play.
In the Imperial Majesty, one of the critical issues that I want this country to look at is the relevance of the traditional institution, because a lot of things are getting out of hand. You can't be a president in Abuja and know what is happening in Ife. Thank you for your...
Full of praises for the minister in the development of the transportation sector in Nigeria. Oni prayed for him.
Pray for you from the throne of Oduduwa and on this throne of our ancestors.
At Ado Ekiti, the capital of Ekiti State, the traditional ruler gave his royal blessings and prayers to the minister.
To crisscross this great country of ours.
While at Ondo State Government House in Akure, where the minister was received by the deputy governor, he stated that federal government is committed to linking major cities and towns in Nigeria by rail.
We are going to construct Akure from Orele to Akure. It's not politics. It's awarded. It's awarded. We are negotiating the loans. Once we finish negotiating the loans, we'll commence construction.
Oyina Kalu Oka, NTA News.
To achieve lasting peace in the society, the need for alternative dispute resolution has become a global mechanism for peace building. To this end, the Rivers State Judiciary, through its multi-door courthouse, is championing the course for ADR to reduce litigations in court. Robinson Derataide reports.
The world over is engulfed in different crises, resulting in multiplications and prolonged litigations in courts of law. Proponents believe The future of justice system depends therefore on alternative dispute resolution (ADR). Chief Judge of Rivers State Simeon Amadi, receiving some foreign and national mediators, harped on the Rivers State multi-door courthouse policy, which has helped to reduce multiplication of cases.
At present, the center is actively engaged in settlement of disputes, mainly through mediation. The external neutral are also invited to settle disputes, especially working matters.
Through the early warning signal approach, that conflicts of disputes can be detected early and resolved before they are escalated.
ADR methods are based on self-determination, are based on the voluntary will of people to use mediation, to negotiate there, and to come to a settlement. Nobody can force them if they don't want to do it.
The culture of violence that has engulfed the world, especially in the developing countries, means that a lot has to be done to incorporate ADR in our justice system.
The Rivers State Multi-Door Courthouse is on the verge of establishing alternative dispute resolutions in higher institutions and recognized religious institutions to help mediate civil cases. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Derateide, NTA News.
And still on conflict resolution, Fatima Makordi will bring us more on that and other reports. So Fatima.
Hello and welcome to Makurdi. The Benue State government has set up a 15-man Peace and Reconciliation Commission to initiate harmonious living in various communities of the state. The decision was taken after the State Executive Council met at the Government House, Makurdi. Charles Abba reports.
The setting up of the 15-man Peace and Reconciliation Commission by the Benue State government arose from the State Executive Council meeting held, which expressed worry over communal clashes and other skirmishes in various parts of the state. Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Michael Inaligo, explained that the commission is charged with the responsibility of dousing tensions in troubling communities.
So the government of Benue State, in their normal desire to bring total peace to the land, came up with a law establishing Benue State Peace and Reconciliation Commission. And this commission has 15 members, with the chairman, secretary, DG, representative of Ministry of Water Resources, Information, all the scholars that are good in peace building. When this law comes into effect, instead of taking law into our hands, some persons are at liberty to seek redress by sending petitions to the commission. And the commission will go into the various issues to make sure that such a thing will be resolved amicably.
They said the leadership of the commission will be appointed subsequently. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
Benue State Governor Samuel Otom has urged Benue youths to be focused, determined, and imbibe the fear of God in all their endeavors. The governor gave the advice when he received 2 Benue youths who won national and international laurels. Charles Abba again reports.
Emmanuel Oduen Ase, who emerged as winner of the Talent Hunt 2022 in Nigeria, and Doshima Ava, who emerged 6th best students in spelling bee in the entire world, were presented to Governor Simon Oton by the leader, Terence Kwanum.
We are excited that you have availed yourself to receive and encourage this electoral women's and daughter, which by extension will serve others to do more.
The governor praised the 2 awardees for making Benue proud by winning laurels. He urged the youths to shun internet fraud and other vices and be focused on enterprises by using their talents.
So, I encourage us to look inward, look into the inner heart, and pray and meditate and see what God is telling you to do.
those who go to church, I think that manners will fall from heaven. It doesn't matter. The Bible says that sin without works is dead.
The governor encouraged them to delve into politics as a part-time life endeavor to source resources to finance their businesses as to remain relevant in the society. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
And that's it from Makurdi. Nationwide continued in Abuja with Ruth.
Thank you, Fatima. The Nigerian Army has urged members of the public to disregard a viral video by members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, alleging complicity in the latest operations by its troops at Iheoma community in Orlu local government area of Imo State. A statement by the Director of Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, indicates that the troops of the 34 Artillery Brigade on routine patrol encountered members of the proscribed group who fired sporadically at Banana Junction, Orlu, to enforce the illegal sit-at-home order on law-abiding citizens. In the firefight that ensued, one of the criminals was reportedly neutralized while others fled in disarray, resulting in follow-up operations to track down the fleeing dissidents. Kaduna will be our next stop, and Amina is set to guide us.
Welcome to Kaduna. As Nigeria sets out to enroll more than 10 million poor and vulnerable into the second phase of National Social Safety Net program, which is part of a broader initiative of lifting 100 million Nigerians out of poverty, Kano State is consolidating on the success of the social investment program. Yahanu Sahasa reports that rural women in the state who have been encouraged to form cooperative bodies are benefiting from the scheme.
National Program Coordinator, Transfer Halima Shehu, was at Kura, one of the benefiting local governments in Kano, to see the successes recorded by beneficiaries under the scheme.
The stories are commendable. That this is truly what we wanted the program to impact on the life of the beneficiary.
Gathered here are representatives of the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, the World Bank, and Switzerland, who congratulate Kano for interface with the targeted beneficiaries under the National Social Safety Net program. Among them is Hadiza Dawakim Tufa, who says the program has changed her life and that of her orphan children. Impressed with the cheering testimonies of the likes of Hadiza, the delegates applaud them for ensuring profitable investment of their group savings in life-enhancing ventures.
Each of them told us their personal success, specific and very clear, including meeting their food need, meeting their food security, sending their children to school.
While in Kano, the team paid visit to Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduji, who commended the federal government for initiating the program, stressing that Kano has also followed suit in empowerment and school feeding programs. In Kano, Yahana Sahasa, NTA News.
Mobile communication companies in Kaduna are overwhelmed by customers seeking to connect their lines with national identity number. This is coming after the federal government's directive to disconnect subscribers yet to update their lines. Sunday Adamu reports.
The nature of this place is a reflection of desperation among customers yet to comply with federal government directives of connecting their lines with their NIN. They have been barred from receiving calls as their SIM cards are blocked.
I leaked it last upper week, but the thing didn't do. Like, they were sending me a message that I should re-leak it or I should visit any nearby MTN office.
I confirmed from the ATM customer center that it has been linked. It has been linked, but just that it's not updated, that I should go and update the NIN. So I went there, they told me that, yes, it has not dropped, that you used to waste time to link, that even up to 2020, the people that registered in 2020, that it has not dropped.
Omodolapo Odeyemi is among those affected by the policy. He described his situation as frustrating.
I don't know why I will put NIN number, and up till now they refuse to link me. Why, I don't know. I have the document and I have a lot of money. It's my business line.
The implication of adopting this measure is to address security concerns.
It will reduce greatly crime and criminality because it will give room for follow-up. It will give room for tracing communication. It will also give room, for quick intervention and prompt action when it comes to attempt to commit crime or while even the crime is being committed.
Investigation shows that more than 125 million SIMs have been linked to their national identity number out of 198 million phone connections, while 72 million subscribers have been barred from accessing their SIM cards due to non-compliance with linkage order. Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
And that's it from here. You can now follow this news broadcast live on our website nta.ng/live and on YouTube channel NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News Now, and Instagram NTA Network for updates. It's now back to Nationwide continues with Ruth after these messages. Stay with us.
The ancient city of Onitsha is a commercial hub with millions of commuters seamlessly linking other states daily for business, leisure, and other purposes. To upscale its road network, the construction of a 1.6-kilometer long second Niger bridge, including a 10.3-kilometer highway furnished with other infrastructure, has been in motion by the federal government. This project will ease congestion on the existing 56-year-old Onitsha bridge and boost the economic capacity of the state as it easily connects to other parts of the country. The completion of the world-class second Niger bridge Onitsha will be one of the many proud moments of the state, its people, Nigerians, and foreign investors. Onitsha, which hosts the largest market in Africa, is geared up to boast of an impressive road network. Once again, these moments are made alive by the federal government, and it is deserving of all the applause.
A new edition of TV Guide is out, exclusively with Professor Umar Garba Dambata, Executive Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC.
We have unveiled the 622 as a toll-free line through which consumers can be able to lodge their complaints. And we have introduced the 112 as a national emergency number.
This edition is a compendium of mind-blowing stories for your reading pleasure, ranging from technology, entertainment, economy, media, politics, family, and lots more. Pick up your copy and get abreast with issues and trending features within our space. TV Guide, very incisive, very educative and compelling. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Do you run a breast or cervical cancer service? Are you a private or public laboratory, clinic or hospital that offer any of breast imaging, cervical cancer screening, HPV vaccination, or other breast or cervical cancer services? Is your service a primary, secondary, or tertiary center located in any part of Nigeria, no matter how remotely located it is? If yes to any of these questions, then subscribe to the OCI Foundation's Save a Breast app and become accessible and visible to millions of Nigerians. It is all for free. To subscribe, just type the Save a Breast application form on Google or go to the OCI Foundation's page on www.ocifoundation.org and search for Save a Breast application form. Complete the form and submit. And let millions of Nigerians patronize you, all for free. Become part of the OCI Foundation's quest to tackle breast and cervical cancers in Nigeria. And join us by lifting
Welcome back. Reports just reaching us say the thick traffic we hear has built up along the Kaduna-Rigachukun route in the Kaduna metropolitan area. Now, this is the second time motorists have plying the road are encountering the gridlock. Our correspondent reports that vehicular movement along that corridor has been at standstill for several hours, with movement in and out of Kaduna town becoming a challenge. The problem has been adduced to the ongoing rehabilitation exercise along the Zaria-Kaduna dual carriageway, as contractors handling the project blocked one lane of the road to enable them carry out repairs. Investigation indicates that impatience of some drivers has further escalated the gridlock. However, efforts are on to ease the traffic congestion to enable free flow of vehicles. We'll bring you much details in subsequent news bulletin. And similarly, we hear Abuja is also witnessing a heavy traffic build-up along the Nyanya corridor, with commuters groaning over this development, especially as the rush hour is heating up, which is actually now. We don't know the cost yet, but we'll bring you full details in subsequent news bulletin. The central bank, having invested more than 300 billion naira in cotton production in the last 2 years, key players in the cotton, textile and garment industries are calling for investment towards reviving the sector as planned by the federal government. Musa Aliyu reports.
These are key players in the cotton, textile and garment industries, discussing the progress and challenges in the revival of the sector. They discussed the investment so far from the Central Bank of Nigeria. However, they observed that the sector is not getting the desired investment as expected.
The local textile mills do not uptake enough, so the GINAs resort to exporting.
Cotton textile revival under the CBN. So if they had been able to infuse so much or to invest so much in the cotton production, they must see a way of also selling it to the textile in such a way that it will not be too costly.
Representatives of the Central Bank of Nigeria at the dialogue advocated collaboration in order to overtake foreign products in quality and affordable prices. The Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is looking at the possibility of reviewing the national policy on textile to make it easy for investors willing to invest in the industry.
We are bringing up proposals in such a way that we will begin to grant these subsidies, those incentives that will be able to enable local producers to compete favorably with players like China.
There is now a CTG Development Forum that is being registered. That body that will represent the entire CTG sector of Nigeria. And in that doing, it means that that body will be the go-to body representing the CTG sector of Nigeria.
So the German Agency for International Cooperation and the European Union have indicated interest towards supporting the revival of the cotton, textile and garment industries in Nigeria. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
The Bongom, just His Royal Majesty Dad Jacob Yang Buba, has inaugurated the Izembiram Committee for the celebration of this year's cultural festival that will usher in the rains and mark the commencement of planting season. Salau Abdurrahman reports.
Moderating the committee for the 2022 festival, the Bongom Jos Dad Jacob Buba, who spoke in Birom, encouraged them to give in their best to show the real cultural heritage of the Birom nation. The royal father called on all Birom sons and daughters to shun divisive utterances and work for the unity and progress of the Birom nation. Chairman of the planning committee, Dad Shalom Jambal, said more innovations will be showcased this year to signify the potentials of the Birom nation.
We are not inventing, we are not creating, we are not copying. We are looking introspectively at who the Biroman is and what God has endowed him with. And those are the things we look at and celebrate in appreciation to God for what he has done to us and for us and is still doing.
He further stated the festival, which comes up in the second week of May, will need the cooperation of all to bring it to fruition. The planning committee has Da Eric Yakubu as vice chairman, Mr. Yakubu Tadi as chairman information and publication, and William Yang, chairman exhibition, technology and industries. In Jos, Salau Abdurrahman Mohammed, NTA News.
The Jigawa State Chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, has organized a special prayer session for the country as part of this year's Easter celebration. Awel Kazauri reports that the prayers focused on God to spare the nation of its numerous challenges.
You guide us. May you direct us. May your Holy Spirit accompany with us in the mighty name of Jesus.
Special prayers for the nation to overcome all its challenges with the cleric admonition, the faithful to be doing good to each other. The chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria, Jigawa State Chapter, Marcus Yohana Dambinta, appreciates God for giving them the opportunity to converge for the prayers in the spirit of Easter celebration.
To celebrate his resurrection. And in addition to that, we also see it as an opportunity to pray for the nation. It's also an opportunity to pray for Jigawa State. And that is the reason why we are at this Triangle Square, to celebrate the resurrected Christ and to also pray for our leaders and our nation, which is passing through many challenges.
The chairman called on eligible Nigerians to get their permanent voters card as elections are around the corner. Awal Muhammad, NTA News.
All right, let's do sports update.
Ahead of the Under-20 WAFU tournament in Niger Republic, 22 players amongst the invited ones by Coach Ladan Bosu have already arrived camp in Abuja. Amongst the early arrivals include Aminu Mohammed, Ibrahim Yahaya, both from Gombe United, Nathaniel Wunsu and Adamu Seidi from Water FC, and Njoku Chimezi of Abia Warriors have also arrived. Still on football, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will know its opponent for the 2023 African Cup of Nations qualifiers as the draws will be made Tuesday evening in Côte d'Ivoire. The Super Eagles are one of the 48 teams that will be drawn in 12 groups of 4 teams, with the 2 top teams from each group qualifying for the African Cup of Nations tournament. The countries which qualified to participate in the second round of the qualifiers have been seeded in 4 ports based on the latest FIFA rankings. Nigeria is in port 1. To basketball, all is now set for the 3rd edition of the Adiola Ajayi Basketball Camp in Ota, Ogun State, slated for the 20th to the 22nd of April 2022. About 150 young basketball players between the ages of 6 and 15 will have the opportunity to learn the rudiments of basketball alongside other entrepreneurial skills. The initiator, a former Northern Warriors basketball player whose focus on developing young basketball players, highlighted programs of the event at a media briefing in Lagos.
The long-term goal of this is to be able to teach them how to play basketball. They learn dirt, right, and at the end of the day too, they think of, okay, if I can't make it out of basketball, what can I do? You know, even if you make it out of basketball, you go to the NBA, you go to overseas, you go wherever it is. Even if you make it to the NBA, right? Think about Shaq O'Neal, for example. It's like invest in a lot of areas.
On the foreign scene, it was sad news for Manchester United striker Cristiano Ronaldo and partner Georgina Rodriguez, who announced that they lost their newborn baby son, who was the twin to their daughter. According to Ronaldo, the birth of their baby girl still gives the family strength to go through the challenging moments. Sports update, Gifts George, NTA News.
That's nationwide. Thank you very much for your company. But do well to join NTA by lending your voice in the fight against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguela. Bye.